Aaron, you can see on the left, where you're on the left, we got Alex Rodriguez on the right. It's set up, everything looks great. We move into the next frame, and you can see as both you guys start to separate, and looking from the back to setup to load, you can see how much bigger of a load your hands immediately go back, and you start to see the arrow they have right on your hands, where you move your hands straight back a little early and you create separation. Now your hands are behind your back shoulder. We can see A-Rod's kind of got his hands is kind of hovering right over his right shoulder. Moving to the next frame, we start to get into the load, stride, and you can see how much longer your stride is in relation to his. Both of you guys have pretty long strides. I would like to see you maybe start maybe just a touch wider so you don't have to stride as far because you're a big tall guy. I don't want to take that aggression away from your lower half. I would just maybe start with a little wider stance somewhere around in this range here, and that way your stride ends up at the same place, and maybe think about controlling our hands a little more and not jumping on that front foot. Then we start to get into the next frame here, and both you and A-Rod's head get into the heading area. It looks good on from this standpoint, and then we get to contact, and here's where you start to see the big difference, and that's why I have the arrows. As you can see on the right, A-Rod's got his chest down at contact, head down, and chest down at contact. You can see your chest, head's down, but your chest is more toward the pitcher, meaning you're fly opening just slightly. By flying open, you can see in the next frame, when I get to finish, you're immediately coming out of the zone, and see on the right side of the screen here, where when I look at A-Rod, I can still see area between his hands. Here, there's no area. That means you've already rolled over your bats out of the zone. With that, if I can still see area between those two arms, that means your barrel is still staying through the zone and he hasn't rolled over yet. So hopefully that'll give you a little bit of indication as to kind of what I'm looking for and some adjustments I would like to see you make. Let me clear everything, and I'll roll both of these through simultaneously so you can kind of see everything start to finish, and we can kind of see a raw look at what it looked like.